Today we're going to be doing a stablecoin breakdown for you. Where's the best place to earn? You guys are going to love it. Let's just jump right in. I do want to thank our sponsor, and that is BTCC. This is where you guys can start to work on a variety of trade strategies. The good thing here is you get a 10% bonus on your first time deposit. There are a ton of benefits by using our link down below. What I recommend, get in there, maybe do a long or a short. I don't necessarily like to use leverage. That's up to you, but what I would recommend is try it, see what you guys think. This might be a good place for you to begin some of your trading out there in a lot of these times right now where volatility is on point. Let's get into the guide today. This is going to be a breakdown of stablecoins for you. You can only hold one coin throughout 2026. What is it? Drop comments down below. Me, I'm probably going to say Ethereum. That's probably the one token I would look at holding more of, not necessarily, but in the same view, I would also be looking at stablecoins because of the amount of interest that you can earn on a lot of these platforms now. And that's what we're going to get into. This is what you're fighting against, guys. You're fighting against companies like this. Yes, JP Morgan Chase. If you are a Premier, you're going to be able to get this juicy interest rate of 0.01%. Pretty much no matter if you put $10 million in or $1 in. That's the kind of variation that we're seeing coming out of the banks, which is why stablecoins are obviously one of the biggest opportunities in terms of passive yield going forward. And I think also you have to look at the debanking side of this. This is one of those things that has continued to plague a lot of people in the crypto space. Here's Jack Mallers talking about it, getting debanked over there from Chase. And of course, as you know, unbank yourself has been one of the biggest things that we talk about here. Go over to Bluechip, all right, bluechip.org. This is where you can really understand what the quality level is for a stable coin. And you can kind of see some of them right here. Look for those A's. Obviously, you've got RLUSD in there, GUSD, Paxos is in there, PYUSD, which is PayPal, even USDC holding a B+, interesting, DAI, etc. So a lot of opportunities here in terms of the stablecoin market. Tether holding a very bad score right now at a D. So consider that as you start to park stablecoins out there in the market. If you want to track this, what I recommend is just go over to CoinMarketCap, set up an account, and you can go in there and put in a crypto portfolio tracker and even do it for stablecoins. There's a lot of features and benefits that you can do with CoinMarketCap. It's one of the things we use for sure. Okay, so I want to jump to the first category of stablecoins and areas that you guys should be paying attention to. One of our partners out there, Tangem, they've just turned on this thing called yield mode, and they're using Aave. Aave, one of the most trusted sources in DeFi. Now you're able to hold assets in self-custody and earn yields through Aave. So this is one feature I would recommend turning on. Getting into it if you haven't done self-custody, obviously go out, check out Tangem. We'll leave a link down below so you can do that. But the key here is getting yield inside of Aave. There's a lot of benefits within this. If you just look at within Aave what you can get under PYUSD, which is one of the trusted stablecoins out there, right now holding at about 6.272%. I'll zoom in on that for you right there. Not bad for a stablecoin. That's outperforming almost every centralized exchange out there. Well, not almost. It's every centralized exchange. I want to jump to this next category, and you guys are, of course, going to love this one. This, of course, is XRP, and the ecosystem, RLUSD, is the one to watch. It's even earning more, and that's at 703%. This is another factor that I think I would start to shop around. Try to take a look at some of these DeFi platforms, see where you can get the best out there in the market. Euler Finance, this is one, of course, is earning 9.79. Not one necessarily that I would recommend. I like the Aave over all of these. Doppler is in here at almost 7 to 10%. This one is coming soon. So it's not yet locked in on RLUSD, but it is a feature that you can start to look at where you can park some of these stablecoins. And remember, you should be in a variety of stablecoins. Don't think about just one or two. Maybe you could hold as many as 5 and then look for the best opportunity in each one of those areas. The next one I'm going to go to is Solana, because Solana has a lot of different features. I wouldn't necessarily say that it's at the top of the list, but there are some features within it that you can, of course, really start to get some of these earnings here. USDC at 5.78, USDG at 6%. That's probably the one that might be a good play here, and that would be, again, if you're diversified in stablecoins as you start to look at parking cash on the sidelines. Kamino is another one. This is PYUSD earning right now what is 11%. Are you okay with that ecosystem when it comes to earning DeFi yields, especially around stablecoins? I think that's the question you have to answer first. Many of you I know are big Solana users, so that might be one that you would select. Personally, I would probably stay on the Ether ecosystem and a handful of others. Another one I want to jump to is, of course, SWI. One thing that they've done, and I think this might be one of the best places, when you get inside the SWI ecosystem, jump over to Kai Finance. This one currently holding it at about 6.86% on USDC. Now that's on SUI. So that's another benefit that is available to you right now within the SWI network. Others that you can look at is Volo, not necessarily one of my top picks, but there are some opportunities here where you can start to earn some pretty good paired percentages. Other things you got to look at is the Slush wallet. This is kind of a cool feature within the Slush wallet. You can actually track your vaults inside the Slush wallet. So it's going out, looking at where your best performance is, helping you make some of those trades and moves. So check that out as well. This is, again, a guide that will give you a breakdown of what to look for in all these different token ecosystems and in all these different stablecoins. And there's going to be a lot more of them. Look for more stablecoins to be launched very soon. Flow Network is another one. More Markets is probably the biggest one that I would look at right here. And of course, with Flow, you can start to earn a little bit more. This one, of course, is over the last, remember, these are variable. A lot of these are variable, but this one is at 10.94%. Make sure you have fast withdrawal capability, being able to get out of something quickly without any fees or at least low fees. That is a big one to watch for sure. Flow, and of course, More Markets is a good example. This one, not necessarily. If you like to go into KittyPunch, you can do that. This is another one that, of course, does some pairing around earning some pretty significant amount in terms of APR. And I like what they've been doing, but again, these are variable rates. So what you're seeing right here on screen, though those may look really juicy right now, many of the times these can change. Now, sometimes they can go up. So if you're a little bit more risky and you're willing to go in those kind of things, okay, no problem. The key is parking them in the right kind of DeFi ecosystem. That's where the risk is. And that's the kind of scenario you have to face. I know many of you might say, well, I'm just going to stay on a centralized exchange, Paul, and earn 4%. Not a problem. I think that's great. But for those of you who want to kind of venture out, make your money work a little bit more, and you're okay with diversifying and getting a little bit more work in, there's some opportunities for you within these ecosystems. All right, with Avant, which is within the Avalanche ecosystem, this one has the highest rewards out there. But one of the things that I don't like about this one is the withdrawal rate and the speed in which you can get your assets out. That's a big factor. To me, this is a no-go automatically. I think for some of you guys might be okay with it because you like those yields. Up to you. Other ones, of course, is Yak. These guys have been around. They've weathered the storm. They're holding on fairly good. I know some of our team, our research team, likes this platform for yield generation. I'm not necessarily in it. It's not one I'm choosing, but again, always do your own research on how you're going in and placing your stablecoins and getting them to work in the market. I want to go over to Soneium real quick because this one to get into, because you can actually farm some SONEX tokens over there. And if you are, again, high risk tolerance, you could literally go in and get 328%. Yeah, that right there would give me the evidence to say, no way am I going with USDCE around this. But the point is that there are some platforms out there where you can actually kill it in terms of returns. The key here is, again, never, just like in investing, never put too much in one place. Katana is another one that I would look at. And when you look at Katana, there's some cool things here that you could consider. First of all, it requires costly bridging from ETH to Katana L2. The withdrawal period is another issue that you've got to face. And of course, this one does have the ability to do it, but there are some things within it, and it rewards you in the CAT token. So some of these platforms will reward you in other tokens. This is another strategy you can use. If you're okay with that on those rewards, some of those tokens might be worth a lot, which could actually compound your yield in the future as an investment. Many people would just say, no, I just want to earn yield on the stablecoin itself. That's a perfect strategy to use, but if you are interested in going in with something like this on Katana, yields come back to you. Partial are going to be in those rewards tokens, so just be fully aware of that. Next category I want to go to is, of course, taking a look at AI. Now, AI is one of the biggest ones to watch because I know a lot of people are out there going, I don't want to do all this work. I'm that way. I don't like doing all this work. But if you do want to get into it, Virtuals, of course, has already set it up with Butler AI. And this one, of course, is where you can go in and actually instruct these agents to go out and find the best yield for you. And that is a feature, if you're okay with it, to get out there and get it done. If you think about it, within Virtuals, that's going up to like 15%. You also have to kind of look at how they're working inside the base app, because there's a couple of apps, and if you've never used the base app, go out and download the base app right now. It's a Coinbase product. But the point behind Base is they use these agents inside the app that can go out and do the work for you. There's two that we've been watching very closely. One, of course, is Banker, and the other is Mamo, both of which can get out there and do things for you in terms of earning yields. This, of course, is Banker, and their bot helps you get into USDC, remain fully liquid. Lots of ways that you can do this. Track their X accounts, learn what they're talking about, understand what their agents can do for you, and if you are willing to go that, you're a little bit more advanced, this might be one for you. Mamo is the other one to kind of keep an eye on. Right here is just showing kind of what Mamo is showing you, how you can grow your USDC assets just by utilizing some of these AI rewards. So there's a lot within AI, and I think this is only going to ramp up in the near future. We're going to see a lot more agents come to market when it comes to yield and stablecoins. I think we're going to be able to use a lot of these. Just as a reminder, this is our yield guide disclaimer. Always split your, let me kind of zoom in on that for you guys. Split your exposure to only blue chip stablecoins. Remember, we showed you earlier how to rank a stablecoin. So go back in the video, watch that. Beyond 5 to 7% APY should be a minority of your portfolio. I would say very small percentage of your portfolio beyond the 5 to 7, because the 5 to 7 is, in my opinion, the sweet spot. It's performing better than a SEX, and it's getting you into a little bit more risk, but it's giving you some rewards to do it. Most money should be instantly withdrawable. Absolutely a non-starter if they require more than 24 hours to get my money out. Stick to highly liquid pools. Make sure they have vaults that are over 100K in minimum. Also split across multiple blockchains. That's a no-brainer. You do that already with your crypto investing. Split across multiple trusted wallets. If you're in crypto this deep, you probably have a multitude of wallets. Go with self-custody, software wallets. Get the full mix in there, and then make sure that the vault curators are old. They've survived previous black swans. They've been around for a while. All that available to you for sure. Avoid leverage. Don't get in and get anything to where you can get liquidated, and then avoid bridging cost and fees. I don't like bridges just because of the exposure, but also just the fees itself. Use blockchains, of course, where you can easily send stablecoins back to your centralized exchange like Robinhood, Coinbase, etc. These are kind of the do's and don'ts when you're going out and looking at all these different platforms, all these different stablecoins. You should have a mix. I would say 4 stablecoins minimum. And if you're really good, let's go into 6. And it's okay to be a little bit riskier on some of the stablecoins. I mean, even if you look at PYUSD, which is a major Tether, not necessarily scoring high, but you could hold it. USDC, RLUSD, all those would be my selections going into this. Last up, I want to kind of hit on right here is what's happening and coming down the pipe, because we're going to see more of this, and that is the Ripple Bank. If the Ripple National Trust Bank charter application gets done, which it looks like it's going to happen very, very soon, you're going to see some very big activities that Ripple, I think, will force banks, other banks, including neobanks, to move more aggressively on possibly yields going forward. So, and remember, Ripple just announced the other day, they were talking about on-chain yield for XRP and also RLUSD. So be on the lookout for a lot of that stuff. We're going to cover this and some more stuff before the end of the year for you guys. Of course, if you're not part of the Barron Market Edge, that's our free group. It's very easy to join. Just click the link down below and hit me out there on X, @Paul Barron. I'll catch you next time right here on The Paul Barron Show.